that evening, I wanted to reach home, near home, so that I can call my son's father and 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 tell him, you have infected me with HIV.
Automatically you
yes,
knew this
I knew it was him. So I reached near home, I called him, and I didn't even say hi. I said, so you came to Kenya to infect me with HIV? Because he's Nigerian.
Oh, he's Nigerian.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, welcome to Tuko Talks. My name is Lynn Goge. Now, my guest today is a true believer in second chances, and the fact that she's coming out in the public to share her story for the first time is one of the things I truly admire about her. Without much further ado, allow me to let her introduce herself. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Naomi. I'm 41 years old. Yes. And I'm a single mother of a 7-year-old boy, and I'm HIV positive.
Wow.
Yes.
And we are about to hear a real story right
yes,
here. Take us through it.
So I came to know that I was HIV positive when I was 5 months pregnant. Yes. I went to antenatal clinic. I had decided to go when I was 5 months pregnant because I knew I was okay, everything was fine. So I decided I don't want to go to public hospitals because I had a very bad feeling about them. So I went to a private clinic. And when I was told I'd remove my blood and give my urine, I was so sure everything was fine. But they took so long to call me. So I started wondering what's going on. So after a while, I went and asked the receptionist, is the doctor not calling me? They're calling other people, what's happening? Yeah. So when the doctor called me in, he asked me, have you ever been tested of HIV? I said, no, why? He said, I'm sorry, you're HIV positive. I said, what? He said, yes. That evening, I wanted to reach home, near home, so that I can call my son's father and tell him, you have infected me with HIV.
Automatically you
yes,
knew this
I knew it was him. So I reached near home, I called him, and I didn't even say hi. I said, so you came to Kenya to infect me with HIV? Because he's Nigerian.
Oh, he's Nigerian.
Yes.
Okay.
He said, what? I said, yes, you came to Kenya to infect me with HIV. And he was like, no, I'm not positive. And he said, how? Then how am I positive? And he said, now it's 8 p.m. I can't go and get tested, but tomorrow morning I will go and get tested. Okay. He will go himself. So early in the morning I woke up because I couldn't sleep the whole night, just imagining what will happen to me. I'm going to die. What will happen to my baby? You mean this is what he has done to me? Why did he do that to me? And when I was waiting, my son's father called. So he told me, I'm at the clinic, I've been tested and I'm negative.
Whoa.
Yes. I said, what? He said, yes, I'm negative. Even talked to the counselor. Then he gave the counselor the phone. You can imagine Nigerians, how aggressive they are. So he said, talk to him. So I talked to him and I said, maybe he has paid you. How will I know? Maybe he has paid you to say he's not positive, just to say it. So until we are together, I'm not going to believe that he's not positive. And I cut the phone. So we went in for antenatal clinic. We were advised about healthy eating and be preparing for the baby. And then we were told we must do an HIV test. So I was like, please God, let it not be true. Please,
Let it be a mistake.
Let it be a mistake. Let it be a mistake. So they did it and it was positive. So I said, so if it's not him, then who? Then I remembered a guy I had a year ago before I met my son's father. And it was a one-night stand.
Wow.
A one-night stand.
Automatically.
I met a guy in a restaurant in Nairobi and I became friends. And my heart was telling me he's a good guy, so I just became friends with him so fast.
How did you know he's a good guy? How
just
many
by
days
feeling.
did you spend?
Not even long, just a week, and we were already sleeping together. So he told me one day, let's meet in the evening. So I knew we were just going to have sex. So I went, and things already were already turning wrong because he kept me at a stage for over 1 hour waiting for him.
Uliwekwa parking.
Niliwekwa parking kwanza. Sasa I should have just said no and gone home.
Yes.
But I'm a patient person, so I said maybe something is holding him, so let me just wait. Then he took me to a shoddy lodging.
Where?
Somewhere, I can't even tell where it is on
within
Nairobi. Yes, within Nairobi.
Yes. How old were you here?
Now it's 9 years.
Wow. So you must have been 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still very naive.
Yeah.
I was very naive. So when we went to the room, I asked him, do you have condoms?
Yes.
He said no. Then he said, can I go downstairs and check if they have, I buy? Foolish me, I said, no, just make sure you don't come in me.
Ooh.
That is what I told him.
And
Because I
maybe-
didn't want to become pregnant. Because that is what ladies always say. You don't want to become pregnant, but you don't know that this person maybe could be carrying something more dangerous than
Yes,
pregnancy.
yes.
And it happened that night. So in the morning, he gave me 1,000 shillings and we parted ways. But I was sure we'll meet again.
Okay.
Because I thought this is something that is growing.
Yeah.
So after that, when I was heading home, because it's a long stretch towards town,
Yeah.
something in me was telling me something is wrong. I was very uneasy. So I thought maybe he came in me. So maybe I could get pregnant. So I passed through a chemist. I took morning after.
Yes.
And in fact, I took it right there,
Yeah.
the morning dose and the evening one. And after that, I was okay.
Okay.
But if I had
So
known
you were much worried about being
pregnancy,
pregnant.
yes.
Okay.
But if I had known that if I wasn't sure about the person I had slept with, even if it wasn't rape, I should have gone to a government hospital and they would have given me medicine and I wouldn't have gotten HIV. I didn't know that. So I just took the morning after and said, well, that's it. So after now, I talked to my son's father and he said he's not the one.
Yeah.
I knew it was him. So I called him. I called him the first time, he didn't pick. Then I called him again. Then he picked. Then I said, this is now, because we hadn't talked for a while.
Yes.
After that first encounter, he became evasive. Every
Because
time I
maybe
wanted,
he had
wanted,
gotten whatever he had come
yeah,
looking for.
Yeah, I don't know if he was infected by somebody
Yeah.
here, so he was angry and he wanted to spread it or what it was. So when I told him I went to the hospital and I was tested and it became positive, he kept quiet. Then I said, I want me and you to go and get tested tomorrow. And he said, okay. So what time do we meet? So we agreed on the timing and I said bye.
Yes.
So the whole day I just knew this is him, it is him. Because before that I was safe,
Yeah.
and I had tested 2 years before and I had entered a relationship before. So I knew it was him. But what made me know it was him completely, it was the following day. I called him, he didn't pick.
Oh.
I called him, he didn't pick. I SMS'd, he didn't reply. So I kept on SMSing. So I didn't go to town. I said, I'm not going to town because he's not picking.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just decided he's not coming.
Yeah.
So I knew definitely it was him.
And that was it.
And that was it.
Wow. Now, here you are, HIV positive. Your husband is HIV negative. You're pregnant. How now do you go explaining to your husband, I was positive when I started sleeping with you, and here we are pregnant, and I don't even know what status my baby is?
So I just explained to him. I just told him, now you're negative. So now he's in Mombasa and I'm in Nairobi, remember?
Yeah.
He hadn't married me.
Yeah.
We were just friends also. He was just a boyfriend. So I told him, then the result has come out positive. It has been confirmed. I'm positive. So he said, it's okay. Then what will we do? You just follow instructions and make sure that you're okay.
Was he not upset?
He wasn't. He wasn't. He was very understanding. So he just said, I won't leave you. I'll take care of you. So don't worry. I'm just praying my things go well, because his things weren't going well yet.
yeah.
His businesses.
Yeah.
So he said we will be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And then you gave birth to your baby
So I gave
boy.
birth to my baby boy, and he was negative. He was tested when he was 6 weeks.
Yes.
Then tested again when he was 9 months,
Yeah.
and tested again when he was a year and a half.
Wow.
And he was negative, and is negative until today.
Yeah.
And my son's father is still negative.
And you guys, you are still together.
No, we are not.
You are not. I was vouching for you guys. I was vouching.
No, I think he just got scared or something. He didn't want to get married, so
Yeah.
I let him go.
Okay.
But he still supports his son,
Yeah.
and we talk.
Yeah.
He visits. So, yeah.
And if
that's
he's
it.
watching, what would you like to tell him?
If he's watching, I would like to tell him that I would like to have a relationship with him, get married and have more kids, because I'm sure they're going to be negative. I want to have more kids.
Yeah.
So if he's willing and serious,
Yeah.
we can go on. But if he's not, I'm believing God for a husband.
Amen.
Yes, I am.
Amen. Amen. Now, Naomi,
Yes.
take me through, explaining this whole situation to your extended family. How was the reception like?
So I called them in a meeting. I had first told my
You
sister.
called a meeting.
Yes, I called a meeting. I called my aunties, my mom.
Yes.
Yes, my dad used to live in Mombasa, but
Yeah.
he's now passed.
Yes.
But he
Sorry.
also knew. He also
Sorry.
came to know about my status. I told everybody.
Yes.
And I wanted to share so that they don't hear it in the public, because I knew I would share my story in the public. And I wanted them to hear it from me. And the surprising thing that has shocked me was that they are educated and they had so many questions to ask. And I knew I'm in the right track, because they were asking, how is the baby negative? How is the father negative? How is it that he wasn't infected?
And in a layman's language, how would you explain that?
Because we didn't have a very long sexual relationship, the possibility of him getting infected was very low. Women get more infected very fast than men. Yeah.
Okay.
So we didn't have a very long relationship, because I told you he wasn't stable financially, so we couldn't stay together. So I moved to Nairobi immediately. So we didn't have a sexual relationship for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the reason.
All right.
Yeah.
And breaking the news to your son.
I haven't told him yet. He's still young. He's 7 years. So I'm going to do it later on,
Yes.
when he has grown a bit older, to
Yeah.
understand.
Okay.
And now even they're being taught in school, so it won't be very hard.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing
Yeah,
that
it
HIV
is.
is being taught in
Yes,
schools, you know,
yes.
so that everyone is much aware and
Yes.
conscious about it. Because the perception used to be like, if someone is HIV positive, then they must be very slender,
Yes.
and their lips
Their
must
lips,
start
they
peeling.
become skeleton,
Yeah.
and then they become very sick. There used to be this picture of this old man who was Dosi,
Yes.
and he was very fat.
Yeah.
And then he goes and becomes thinner and thinner and thin until he becomes a skeleton, and then you see a coffin.
Yeah.
Then it tells you HIV kills.
Yes.
So that is the picture we had.
Yeah.
But now things have changed.
Yeah.
Things have changed completely. Like right now, I'm 2 years old. 2 years now, my viral load is suppressed. It is undetectable.
Yeah.
That means that I cannot transmit HIV to anybody else,
Wow.
because of taking medication well,
Yeah.
avoiding stress,
Yeah.
eating healthy, and exercising.
And
Though I'm not very good at exercising.
But you're
But
trying.
I'm trying.
You are trying.
I'm trying,
Okay,
yes.
now when it comes, let me take you back to that one night when you slept with a man in a lodging and your life changed forever. If you were to go back, Naomi, what would you change about that?
I think I would be more careful. I wouldn't take somebody's trust. I wouldn't trust somebody at the face value,
Yes.
because there are people out there who are not good.
Yeah.
The world we are living in now has changed. People are going through so many things, and it's affecting them in different ways, and people are doing things differently. So I wouldn't have slept with them without condom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
I
you-
would have been more persistent to tell him to go for condoms, or I should have carried them myself, because I knew when you go to sleep with somebody, you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's better to be safe. You carry the condoms yourself than to be sorry.
Would you advise women to be carrying condoms?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I carry them myself.
You do?
Yes.
So in your purse right now, there's a condom.
Yes, and that mentality of condoms
Yes.
being an issue in our culture should change, because if you don't want to abstain as a young girl, and you want to have sex,
Yeah.
then use condoms, and use them correctly
Yeah.
and consistently.
According to you, what's wrong with the "don't come inside me" notion?
I think we are more fearful of pregnancy than HIV. We have this mentality that I don't want to get pregnant. I don't want to get pregnant. So you think that somebody will be sensitive enough not to come in you so that you don't get pregnant, and yet you have to prevent yourself from so many things other than that. If I didn't have that notion, and I knew I might get pregnant or I might get HIV,
Yeah.
then I would have been more careful.
Okay.
So it should change.
Yeah.
People should not be afraid of pregnancy. They should be more afraid of bigger things. Sexually transmitted diseases,
Yeah.
HIV.
Yeah.
You should be more afraid of that
Yeah.
than being afraid of getting pregnant.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And someone might even be asking right now, she's in her 40s. Why would she come out and admit to having a one-night stand?
I think it's a personal choice, but also when you share your story, it somehow heals you. You somehow forgive yourself and you get healed. So sharing is very important. Even if you won't share with the world like I've done, you can share with a friend or a sister or a brother. Because the more you keep something in yourself, you become more stressed and it suppresses you. But when you share something out, it heals you and you become a better person after that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, moving forward, what's next for Naomi?
Well, I'm looking into opening an NGO or a foundation and to share my story more and to become more public about it and to go to schools and colleges and even churches, any opportunity that I get to share with the young person out there that you need to take care of your life. It's only one life that you have. You don't have another one.
Yeah.
And for me, the maji ilimwagika, haiwezi kuzoleka.
Yes.
And so I moved on from that. So if you're there and you're positive, you found out you're positive, take courage, take it a day at a time, accept that it happened, and move on.
And move on.
Yes.
Wow, amazing. And any person who is watching you and they are scared of coming out or even telling their story, what advice do you have for them?
I would tell them it's very important to share. Just like I had said, when you keep something in you alone, it becomes a big burden. So share. And the world we are living in right now, it has moved, it is moving fast.
Yes.
And so many things have changed. The HIV world is changing every day. And you never know, maybe medication will come out very soon.
Exactly.
So we are really encouraged. So take medication, make sure you take care of yourself, avoid stress, take courage, take it a day at a time. Look at me now. I'm living a life that is fulfilling.
And you're extremely gorgeous.
Thank you. So there's nothing to fear. You're not going to die tomorrow. You're going to live for long. You're going to see your children's children. Just follow the doctor's instruction and make sure that you take care of yourself.
Okay.
There is this initiative that is going on all over globally, the 90-90-90. We want to make sure that 90% of the population by 2020 is tested of HIV. Go and get tested. If you haven't tested, go and get tested. And make sure you know your status. When you know your status, then take care of yourself so that you don't get infected. Secondly, the next 90 is for 90% of the people living with HIV to be put on ARVs. And that is what they're working on now. And the last 90 is for 90% of the people who are using ARVs to be undetectable viral load. That means that they cannot be able to transmit HIV, and so we can have a free world of HIV.
Wow, that's a great initiative. And also, there is no shame in telling your story. You know, there's no shame in telling your story. Naomi, thank you so much for taking your time. And you told me earlier today is your birthday, so allow me to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
We do appreciate you coming and sharing your story. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in as well. Always feel free to share your story. You can leave us a comment, you can WhatsApp us, you can email us with your story, and we will surely cover it. My name is Lynn Gugi. Till next time, bye-bye.